Boom. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Hank Strange. This is Nick Recchio.
How you doing? Beautiful day in Middlebury again.
Absolutely. I'm here in Middlebury, Indiana at Coachmen Class B. And we're gonna do a factory tour kind of video, right? We're gonna show folks what it takes to build a Coachmen Beyond. And we're gonna have Nick walk us through that. And I think one of the things people always say is, oh, these things are really expensive. I could do this myself. So I want to show folks why I think it's worth it.
Absolutely.
First, you guys have to, we're looking at two vans here. Yep. One is a shell and one is a complete van, right?
Correct.
So let's start from there, Nick.
Correct. So welcome everybody. So we got something unique today. Some of you Beyond followers, Coachmen follower, Class B followers know that we do build some rentals, and after 2 or 3 years, those rentals, Canadian chassis, then get in the field. Okay. I encourage this rental company. It's a great opportunity for our potential Beyond customers to rent. We actually have a customer renting this weekend there that is a Nova owner.
Cool.
So crazy. He's up in the great Northeast or Northwest. So what we got here is something unique. One of the biggest things that we got last year in our open house, which you were at, was, Nick, we're Canadian dealers. Ford will not let you ship up Canadian chassis anymore. We had to do some dash manipulation. So we got some of our first Canadian chassis. Not only are these the first Canadian Beyond chassis we've seen in a while, these are the first Ford chassis we've seen in over 90 days. A little scary. That's our bread and butter. Happy to have them. Happy to, they just rolled in like 2 weeks ago. Tommy and sales are like, Nick, are we gonna still be able to run production? Hey guys, we got them just in time. Super exciting.
High demand on a transit chassis.
Absolutely. All manufacturers are facing some struggles right now. We know that. We're so happy to get the Ford chassis. Personal favorite. Love them all. But for me, my body style, it's the one I kind of gravitate to. You guys have heard me always say this. Ford just add 2 more feet onto this and this thing would be a knockout. But all good. All good.
I think it makes sense. Okay, so do you want to take a look at this first, or let's look at what's the finished product?
Absolutely.
Let's start from there. So this is a finished Coachmen Beyond, what model?
22D.
22D.
This is lithium.
Okay.
It's got the gray, the new gray paint that we featured in September. Gray paint has been a absolutely home run on all 3 platforms. We've built more Novas with the gray paint, but now we got chassis for Ford that we're
And you're talking about the furniture on the inside. Let's take a quick look. We're not actually doing like a tour of the van. It's going out to someone, but here's what you're talking about with the gray finish on the furniture.
Very clean, muted, very residential.
Very nice.
Just a couple cool things here. We pointed this out, moved the lagoon up per some customer questions. This area here, Hank, is probably one of the most talked about areas of the Beyond product where there's nothing there.
Right.
And everybody wants a solution there. Everybody wants something there. And I've seen just, you and I have seen just about every configuration of what could go there.
Right.
So folks, to some van owners, they want a little spot for their own. And not me to organize it or design it. I've seen some shoe lockers real low, maybe that didn't go over the pedestal, but that's a custom area that is, everybody's got their own idea.
Do what you want. Like this, you have some room to get that chair all the way back if you're taller.
Absolutely.
And then you can figure out what you need to do. If you're shorter, put whatever you want in.
One of the questions you and I often talk about on the phone or just in general, hey, how far back, which floor plan can go furthest back in the driver's seat? And you're not just identifying Beyond or Ford, it's Nova, Beyond, Ford, and Mercedes as well, because that articulation's important.
Do you want to go around to the back? Yeah. We're kind of out here in the dirt, if you guys see that, so we're trying to avoid tracking it in. But this is more like, if you want to see this and see this model, I have stuff up on the channel as well. There's other channels out there you guys can see, and I'll try to get some stuff in while I'm here. Tell us about the D.
20D. So a lot of people ask us what is going on here. We've used this in the 2022 C, 22D, and some other items. So what we do here, if we're living in this, the screen door would be in the pulled down, right? And you can enjoy your soda. But when you want to sleep, we can give you a little bit extra space.
Oh, I see.
For headroom.
Very cool. Yeah.
Because when the door shuts and keep the camera rolling, and pull down screen. Had a gal the other day say, hey Nick, where are my privacy curtains? Your privacy curtains for up top here are gonna be right here.
So they go, it's kind of Velcro, goes on those, it goes down here.
Now notice something else we got here. We're one of the only manufacturers that does a finished ABS rear door panel. I didn't want to do it. Customers really said, hey, finish, you got so beautiful from their back, and then it just all,
I agree.
Very automotive. It allows us to add some insulation, and it just looks clean. There's no carpet or etc. in the back here, no plastic panels. I went to a show. A lot of guys are just putting plastic flat panels. We do charge that. That used to be an option. It is now standard. So on the inside, lighting. Got our accent lighting on the inside, got our shades on the inside. Now, one thing you notice, let's pull back here. Here is a chassis straight from Kansas City. Notice this?
Right, the window.
To this. So we used to do the Ford window, and the Ford window was the old school kind of pickup truck tri mechanism, and those
lock it.
were kind of brittle. This new window is not a Ford window. It's a window we spec'd in. And what it does, very simple. And they moved it. It used to be here. They've got a latch down here, just that little right angle. So
there's your screen. Okay, cool.
What's cool about it, the other day, Dean was taking somebody out somewhere, and the dog had an opportunity to put his head out the window.
Right.
It's kind of cool. Yes. A lot of the people you'll see here, seat belts, very important. Now we got seat belts across the Beyond.
So they're just on the driver's side?
No.
Oh, on the passenger side as well. Okay.
So one thing we were lacking about a year ago was some seat belts. We talked about being forced to use a van, whatever the reason, for a daily driver yesterday. Come on, we should have done this. Shame on me. But everything, Nova, everything, rear bath, everybody, all the floor plans have the seat belts now, which is critical.
Yeah, that's cool.
Still doing the Q foam. And this is just,
there you go.
Working the shows recently. I've seen a lot of those platforms. You've seen me do the videos where you just got to get everything right. I got a bad back. There's no way I could get everything right now. So this allows for some custom setup. So we had some people here the other day, and they said, Nick, this is the only way we like using our bed, because we want to be able to flip our legs down. They were a little bit on the older side. They were both, one was 91 and one was 90. Super cool to have that old of a customer still with your product and still thriving. So they really like that, to put the cushions in the center.
So these go in. So you could put as many of these across as you want. You could stop here, or you could keep going.
Keep going and put these two in. But if I'm 91 years old, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom pretty quick, whether male or female. So this setup, comfy, with the Q foam still, very accessible. The new bracket for the lagoon out in the middle here, very nice feature. And then as we come up here, chargers. Everybody's into chargers. Everybody
I'll let you grab this. And basically, just because I know you're terrible with cameras, you can see what you're pointing at back there on that screen.
Okay.
Look at the screen. There you go.
Okay, looking at the screen. So we do USB-C.
Oh, so you got to show that.
USB-C.
Right, and then show over here. You didn't show it.
12 volt.
Right.
Look at this. I'm getting a course on.
Nick is so bad at cameras. I've gone through
USB-C, 12 volt.
Right.
110. 110, so we should get you covered back here. New smart TV. Now this is pretty cool. Got our smart TV now, okay? How do we get the smart part of the smart TV? It's a smart TV. How do we be better, not just Wi-Fi Ranger, but giving people the opportunity to work on the road? So this is our King system. Okay. And then this is wired to the King Olympus, and that we've done a small review on that. It's been hyper successful. Mike Frawley from the Nova page, that's good across all three brands, did a test out in the middle of his area where there's nothing out there, and he was grabbing great signals. So we're really excited about that. It's worked very, very good.
So are you putting any kind of chip in there, or can you expand it with mobile? You can expand, but you don't have to.
Mobile is pre-prepped.
Okay.
So remember, if you remember or not, mobile is pre-prepped, and so you got to go to your dealer. I think for $475 retail, you can get the King. It's about big. We had them at the Tampa show that we were offering as a special, and maybe the only drawback from that is on a Galleria, since it's 24 feet. You might be, if you're going to be on the phone in the back, you might want to reposition somewhere. Okay? But on a smaller chassis, I think we're going to be completely fine.
Okay. All right, cool.
So browsed over that quickly. Any questions on that, let us know.
Did you want to show that stove?
Absolutely.
I'll come around that way.
This is funny. When I started, 90% of what we sold was gas stove.
So it's a propane stove right here.
Propane,
Oh, cool.
suburban stove.
You know, I can't remember the last time I've seen one.
So now everybody's moved to induction, but we still get some people. This could be possibly retailed. Usually is when we know that somebody has selected.
Someone
gas.
ordered it like
Somebody
that. Oh,
wanted
okay.
gas.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. And it's very efficient.
Yep.
Even though this is Li3, that's still very efficient, right?
Unique here. You would not be able to put your arm on that in the past.
Okay.
So a lot of people asked us to extend this out into the galley. We could have put a flip-up countertop. It would cost $55.
Okay.
We went ahead and put full storage. Okay. Outlet. Moved Firefly up here in order to get the outlet and extended this out. And you can still put a countertop extension in the end if the customer
if you really want that.
Big drawers. You've seen the drawer, me pull drawers out. I was at a dealership the other day and they're like, wow, you just don't have the stainless steel ball bearing drawer guides. And they're loud. And again, a lot of people are trying to copy us on this. I'm very proud of that. It means a lot.
Do you want to show the bathroom? Because since we showed all of this, we might as well. So here you go. Here's the bathroom. Very nice.
Yeah. Long shower hose. We got the Ozonics, the #1 preferred RV aftermarket shower head in the industry. Doesn't let a lot of water through. Higher end. We got some new painted accessory grabbers. Still the shower miser. And working on the faucet. Hearing some people not happy about the single lever faucet.
Even I see you've got some extra shelves or storage down there at the bottom. That's cool.
Porcelain.
Very nice.
Porcelain. Okay. And again, Class B showers are Class B showers. That doesn't make it right to have them super small, but I don't think the Beyond is a super small shower. Take this cleat, you rest it here.
Oh, okay.
Your shower.
A little bit of room.
So I got some elbow room. I'm sitting up straight. I'm 6 foot, 210 pounds.
You can get the belly around.
But showers are something we're going to be paying extra particular attention this year too. Still, the fog, we probably are going to see maybe a switch in the fog. The sales guys are looking at some other seating materials. Okay. Li3, why don't we come back over here? Now this is funny, just for everybody to know. A lot of us know that Winnebago owns Lithionics. So we have decided to take the name and just make it LI. Okay. Winnebago is a competitor of us. I just think it's right that we just take off the 3. It still is the Li3 Lithionics battery. We still have that relationship. Still the top tier battery I've seen out there. It's great to see these high-end van builders. You're seeing those go in a lot more than 2-3 years ago. I think they're listening to what Lithionics is doing. Great company. I mentioned to you today what's the most popular thing right now, retail-wise for us. A Nova pop top with 2 Lithionic 630 amp hour batteries for $1260 total. That's a lot of power. I think even though that's an option, we're still a leader in the RV segment with that much power. So pretty cool. Still Firefly. We've got our use store switch. That's going to control all your power, okay? Then we've got our awning on and off. If you don't want our awning to go out, off.
Shut it off. Okay, cool.
Truma. We got our Truma. Now we don't have LP in the van at this moment, but I think we all understand how to operate the Truma. You got coach. You got water. You got your fuel mix and your fan speed. Pretty cool. Remote control
for the Max here.
And then as we come around here, we talked about turning the solar on and off so we don't have any battery issues in the future. Make sure to keep your battery plugged in. We don't want to leave solar on all the time because it can cook a battery. Okay. We talked briefly about that yesterday. Okay. Got some Wi-Fi switches, tank heater switches, and then the Xantrex remote panel. Okay. Going from there, we got some creature features in the back here. Beautiful lighting. We got our more USB ports here. We've got our thermistor for your Truma. Okay, so that's reading the thermostat. That's performing the thermostat function for your Truma Aventa. Truma Aventa is still going strong. And here is the boost, your cell boost. Okay, cool. So again, you're gonna have about a 10-foot coax. You're gonna hook that up. First of all, you're gonna buy the cell boost module from your dealership or King, and then hook it up, and you're gonna have major cell phone expansion.
What's in this closet? So you got another closet here.
Shirt locker, pantry. Then everybody's Love it on the JBL.
Yes, there you go. You can open that. I see we've now evolved into showing everything.
I think we were one of the first guys, maybe outside of Airstream, that had some kind of cloth in the overheads. It's just anytime you can add padding to an overhead or a cabinet going down the road, very important. So kudos to Airstream.
And you guys also have this Furrion. There you go. So you've got the it's an air fryer.
Convection and air fryer.
Very nice.
Quarter pound of fries we did in 14 minutes. I'm not an air fryer guy. I'm still a microwave guy. I'm not a iPhone guy. You want me to be an iPhone guy? I'm speeding up, guys.
You're working your way up there.
But this has been great. Ton of features. And the idea behind this. Going forward, we need to engineer out one thing that you'd normally be bringing in a cabin. So we've taken away the need of an air fryer in a small Class B under the sofa or whatever. Now, some cooks, some people that really want the right type of food might want something different, their own air fryer. But an idea, how can we take one thing, big item that a customer would bring,
so you don't have to carry,
implement it in our build?
I think it works. And then on this model, which this is the D, you've got the bigger fridge, right? Does the C also have a bigger fridge or no?
Same fridge, and this should be the Nova Cool 64. Used to put a sticker in here somewhere.
No, it's definitely Nova Cool. I see it there, but I'm not sure which one it is.
Big
down
fridge.
here, you've got the freezer, the bigger freezer down here, right? Or is that just the freezer and this is still a fridge?
Freezer,
fridge. Okay.
Freezer, fridge. You got your controls up above. Nova Cool's been a great partner. They got some new sizes coming out, so super cool.
And of course, these guys went to a square sink, as you guys can see here.
We got a couple floor plans in the Galleria that we had to stick with the big round sink. I'll be addressing that here in the next couple months.
Okay, very cool.
FL and A.
The
one that you like. You have a step up here. This is where a lot of your Truma heat's going to be coming from for the main cabin room. So window curtains. Your window curtains are going to be set up. So what's the storage coming here for? It goes all the way 36 inches. Typically your lawn chairs, your collapsible lawn chair,
they're that
36 inches, fits snug in here.
That's cool.
So very nice. We do leave some, got to talk about the smart plug. More and more, I'm seeing stuff in the field. I wouldn't own an RV no matter what dollar amount without that plug. Just the way it male, female, a little bit more than just dangling on the side. I'm telling you, a lot of people shortchange that cord, and it's nice to see the industry kind of following a lead on that. Again, it came from the marine side.
I see you've got a water pump switch back here.
Kevin Ivy, Mr. Ivy helped us with that one. Good idea. A second lagoon. That's going to go up front at the first mount I talked to you guys about.
Okay.
Say we wanted to get the doors open. Both chassis, they completely open, and there's hear that click, that magnet. Watch it in windy days. We had some wind kick up, maybe would have kicked open, but just keep an eye on it. It's a nice little feature. Smart plug reset. Had some comments recently. Hey, can I get one of those for my RV? A clear one? I know it's silly, but man, so we were supposed to do a lot today. If I would have had a clear sewer cap last night before I woke up today, I'd have known all the stuff that was coming at me today.
Right.
I mean, and I brought Hank along with some situations today that he gets to see real life, some behind the scenes stuff, but if I'd have one of those in my life, I would certainly
use that so we could see it. We could see it coming at us. Now, and I'm guessing this is like a panel. This is your
water panel
here that you can control everything. Here's the LP.
Now, a couple big questions here. You've got to have this on for this to work.
Okay.
If this switch is off, your LP pump will not work. Okay, number one thing. Number two, around your home, before you fill your LP up, try to find a local source that you trust. Reliable, not some fly-by-night LP organization. Okay, on the side of the road. I don't know if I'm being clear, but the more we can go to the same service center, Ford Service Center on a Beyond, you're building that relationship. More, you got me?
So and then when you're traveling, you can kind of tell who's professional, who's not out there when you're on the road. I find there are a lot of places, and typically if you're trying to find them, look for your big RV supply warehouse kind of places. They'll have some kind of LP and someone who knows how to do it there.
Now, for new owners, if you're out in the East Coast and you're going under a tunnel, like an Eisenhower, or that's out west, right? Eisenhower's out west, east in your old neighborhoods.
I don't know, Verrazano?
Okay, so
Verrazano.
any of the East Coast and I believe West Coast tunnels, they're gonna make you open this up.
Or like Holland Tunnel.
And make sure that is off. Like they, from what I believe, they'll stop you at the gate to go through and say, okay, open it up, make sure it's off. Obviously, we don't want any LP issues.
If you're in the north, in the south, I haven't seen it, but for sure. I mean, you could just take care of that one switch before you.
I call this the Glamma Fitz port.
Okay.
Tell you what, that lady packs like Mad Max. Everything's on that van. And she uses the exterior solar panels a lot. Small little item, but effective.
Spray port?
Spray port, pretty simple. Clean the pups off out here. Again, you're gonna be seeing some outdoor adventure van type offerings, maybe a different running board from us in the future. Definitely a roof rack in the future with a couple of our relationships that we got.
What color is this?
I think it's called Brilliant White.
Oh, Brilliant White. Okay.
I took that from Mercedes.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yep. So basically, Canadian chassis, we started the video.
Okay.
This chassis rolled down the same line in Kansas City. It just goes north, and these go east, west, a little bit north, not so far north and south.
And this is what you would see. So like we're going to run through the factory here in a second, but this is how everything comes into you guys. It's going to look like this, right? So like you said, the windows, you do take out this window and change that.
These two windows.
Okay.
Like here, Ford allows us to cut out one of these to, I believe, do the Truma port that's on the passenger side.
Okay.
So they do let us make some nip and cuts, but nothing crazy. We got to stay within their boundaries.
Right.
But clean chassis. When the Ford stuff gets here, it's nice. The entertainment center. Dean just picked up.
This is how it comes.
Dean picked up a 23 Transit. He's already talking to me about the differences between model year 23 chassis. He's already talking about the differences between fuel economy and some of the handling. Again, he had about 200K on his van, so
it's like going from a regular car to a spaceship, let's say, because he's got all-wheel drive now, which he didn't have before, and then he's got a bigger screen here. I don't know if he even had a screen in his. And I noticed with Dean that we're speaking of here, if I could just move the seat. He kept his seat, so you guys can see that video.
Original.
I've got it on here. So he kept his seats like this, but typically you'll change that, right?
We added in seat recovers as standard a couple years ago. So I'm seeing a lot like Pleasureway. They do all leather Mercedes front seats. Some guys tie the whole interior in with the front seat. Some guys leave it OEM up front. I don't know which way is correct. I don't mind either way, to be honest with you.
Okay. So if someone out there wanted that has to be specially ordered through you guys.
And we'd give you a buck or two off.
Okay.
Work with you on that. All right. So pretty cool. Ford people. Dodge has had the digital backup camera for a little bit. We're just getting these in. They'll be going out on our next run.
Digital rear view.
Digital rear view. I'm going to do something here because I don't know. So I'm going to go to the back and see what you can see. I'm going to sit about 7 to 8 feet back.
Okay.
Wonder how good the camera is. Dude, that looks really nice.
So there you go. We could see him on the screen. There you go. I could see from your like your upper torso, your whole upper torso on there.
Looks a little smaller, but still it's not.
There may be some positioning here that you could change. That looks like dimming. Let's see. And then you can flip it to that regular thing. We'll figure out exactly how to use it.
But super cool. Another reason it's always nice to have the chassis guys competing up against each other because you get stuff like this.
Absolutely. I agree. So should we run through the factory?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
All right, guys. So yesterday we had to stop. Someone had a meeting. Of course, there's stuff going on here. That's okay. So we were in an empty shell of a Transit, and we were looking at a 22D.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this video is going to be about how the Transit gets built.
Yep.
However, here in the factory, you guys are building pretty much everything at the same time, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And you've heard me talk about batch building. You'll kind of see an anomaly in this production line. You'll see in the middle of the production line in front of 2 or 3 Mercedes, 1 Transit. In that video I mentioned we've been waiting for any Transit we got. Right. So we hurried up and scheduled one. So what we're going to show you is along the lines that we've always talked about. The Nova, the Beyond, and the Galleria. I would say about 92-95% exact same build. So our highest end product has got the same build as our lower line product. I don't even know if I would
same furniture, etc.
Yep, so same foam. So we're going to talk about some of the differences and a lot of the like features. So this is the first bare chassis we got. We don't have a Ford. We missed it yesterday, moved about 3 stations.
That's a ProMaster.
Well, they like
and this is a ProMaster.
What we got here is either a 20D or a 20C. You'll know a rear bath because you won't have the windows in the rear position.
Oh, right. That's true. Okay, cool.
So, got some stuff laid out here. First things first, these seats have already been recovered. We had a little conversation about this today, talked about Dean not wanting the seat covers. 99% of our customers want seat covers. Again, if you don't, let us know. We can work something out. Those are all hand done by Kevin. He pulls the OEM off, puts that aside, steams up the vinyl.
Oh, the vinyl because you guys put a different foam
in there. It's got the same Q foam in there, so you get some cushioning with that Whataburger pattern that you and Nick Schmidt crack me on every now and then.
All right.
But it's meant for breathability and for some additional lumbar support instead of a flat back. Just a little cushion to pop with that Q foam.
Right. I like it versus what I have in mind.
You guys know the story. Hush mat. So I was at a dealership, Fretz RV, for their open house 2 weeks ago. Love Pleasure Way. You've heard me talk about. I respect them as a competitor. But I'm sitting here talking about hush mat, hush mat, hush mat, and how we protect the wheel wells, which in turn lower the noise, annoyance of driving down the road. I don't even think Hush Pleasure Way covers their wheel wells, and I got a picture that I'm basing that off from my investigation at Fretz RV. Great Class B dealership, North Philly. So, wheel wells, quiet ride. Quality is number one, obviously visual fit and finish. But if I build a high quality van that is loud, is a box or a Folgers can full of bolts, we're going to get a call. So this is critical, these beginning stages. So talked about the hush mat. Here, what we do, and we just got a couple things that make Nova different. This is used across the board. We've talked about this. We do not fill these gaps with the material to level the floor out. I want these floors to breathe.
Right.
There's a guy, I threw him a shout out, older guy, gray beard, we're kind of following each other. Humble Road, great guy, cool builds. Very methodically thinking things, not a genius.
I watch his stuff.
Just
awesome,
1
good
plus
stuff.
1 equals 2, man. So he talks about
genius is simplicity.
There you go. Talks about letting your floor breathe. So we let our floor breathe. We put this material down. This is R2. This is a sound deadener. This is a composite. Will not cause any rust. Impervious to water. Will not mold. What is this material? This layer here was introduced in the RV industry back when I was in fifth wheels. It's an R38. That R is not a R value. It's a reflective value. So it's not like an R7. So they claim this is an R38 reflective. I don't want to put aluminum on top of metal. This has the same heat barrier, whether it's upside down or right side up. Okay, there's no forward or reverse on it.
And so the name of this is what again?
Astrofoil.
Astrofoil?
Yep, we just call it Radiant Shield Astrofoil.
Okay.
It's not bubble wrap. That's aluminum weave. Space shuttle stuff is where it came from.
Okay.
So our thinking is it's getting real warm. The hottest thing outside right now is the pavement if I were to be a Class B customer rolling up to my site.
Right.
So we want to make sure that heat doesn't mitigate up if it can, and it reflects back down.
Oh, I see.
Okay?
Right, okay.
Reflects back down. Then, in turn, I know that sound isn't great on camera.
It's better than my sniffling. I was out in the sun and back in AC so forgive me for that.
All good. If you see here, this cozy wrap, which is in the back door of the Beyond, has this material embedded in it. And the cozy wrap we use.
Oh, that goes on the sides? Okay.
Yeah. And most importantly, Hank, and to future customers, current customers, it seems like every year it's getting thinner and thinner. So you put this here.
You got to save weight somewhere.
So you get the point, you pull the adhesive back.
So I'm assuming that on the ProMaster here, this is still steel, right? On all the vans, the shell steel?
Yep.
Okay.
Everything's steel.
Okay.
So when we put this up, we add tensile strength to this.
Okay. Okay.
And now we got a barrier for once this is cooled off below. Now we start worrying about what's going to be penetrating the roof.
Right.
So cozy wrap's a great material. And then After the cozy wrap gets applied, we'll pop our head in a van. We will see areas where rock wool is located.
Okay.
We're gonna yank that light out. I don't know why
this doesn't remain.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
And then the final piece that makes Nova a little bit different, outside of the glass inserts in the overhead cabinets that are in Beyond and Nova and our gas products versus the solid one-piece doors and Galleria, is a fan favorite, the acrylic windows. Really nice. We went to a darker tint.
Oh, you did?
You and I talked about the bubble no longer being outside. They put the bubble
on the
inside.
Cool.
Looks really nice, very sleek.
And you're just not able to get these yet for a Gallery or for a Beyond, right?
We can't. Going back to something you might have heard me say, when we brought Beyond out on the Ford chassis, weren't even thinking about doing anything on Ram ProMaster. But we were talking to a lot of ProMaster folks. Like if I'd run in India to show, hey, can I see your Transit? Sure, come on, check out the Beyond. What do you got? I got a Travato. Hey, can we go behind the van real quick? 5 things that I need to do different if I want to build a ProMaster. Get away from the glass windows. Okay, Mercedes is a little bit bigger. You got 24.2. This is 20 feet 11 inches. That thermal penetration of the glass, you want to Beyond with automotive glass. There is a little bit of difference, okay? But a smaller van, a little bit 2 foot shorter than the Ford, I wanted to get away from that glass. We're thinking about maybe looking at it, but I really love this. The metal heats up a lot less than the glass. When you bring glass in, you're bringing all kinds of, that's why we chose the,
I mean, and there's different camps on it. I know people don't like, there's some people who don't like the acrylic. I think the acrylic is good because it's thicker. So lots of differences here. But I'm sure in time you guys will figure that out. And
customer preference. We get enough emails, we'll start thinking.
All right, so let's that's
underlayment.
Right.
And then we can come over here real quick by this station.
Okay.
And on the floor here we've got a one-piece floor.
You guys can see that.
5/8 inch marine grade OSB.
Okay.
Now, notice the linoleum is cut exactly to the pattern of the floor.
Okay.
So when we put a base cabinet here, I think if you would pull your base cabinet, or if I'd pull my base cabinet at home, we would notice that there's no tile or linoleum underneath that base cabinet because they don't want to waste.
They don't waste that material.
So we're gonna have a cabinet. We're gonna have a cabinet here. We'll have a cabinet here to here. If there's ever a water issue,
it'll stay on top.
It'll stay on top. I might get some residual here. I'm not gonna sit in, but it's marine grade 5/8 inch OSB. So what's the real reason why you used it? A lot of the guys when we started and still do, they use 4x8 sheets. So we'll have a seam here. We'll have a seam here. So if for some reason and Hank's travels going out west, he has to stop, swerve around somebody on the road, and he finds himself in the middle of an interstate or off to the side of the interstate, I don't want those seams popping. Okay. Because then Hank's gonna be coming back for a floor job because we will have a huge seam down the middle. And also 4x8 is nice. Seams squeak. Seams squeak.
Anything that can squeak, point of least resistance.
And all this gets bolted down. We float the floor again. Okay. So the air can get underneath and this can breathe. A couple weeks ago it was like 40, mid 30s. The next morning it was 70. That's a big thermal difference. And they're always sweating like me. I don't care if it's winter, summer, if there's a temperature difference, I'm sweating.
All right, so we're gonna go through here. We're gonna walk up. So we'll just let you guys see. So right now, I don't think there's too many people in here. We do have some work going on.
Over here, we got a pot top.
Okay.
Top. Now you can see that cozy wrap that I was talking about.
And that's all in the ceiling. Can we go around the front real quick and take a look here? I'm gonna try to keep the stuff that's not transit related short, but I think this is a good thing for people to see how you're installing this. And if you want to see, let's say you want to see a pop top Nova getting built, we'll do it at some point.
Pretty common. We use aluminum supports for our vents. I think. Oh, this is not one of the rear bass we were talking about today. So this will mount back here around the, not this particular one, around the roof vent as a support. Wood up there. A lot of guys are using some CNC.
I see. Oh, cool. Wood. Okay, that's good to know.
I don't want any wood around any.
So this one doesn't belong in here?
It does, but I'm just, they don't. somebody's better at their job than me because I'm not sure exactly where that goes. I know it's a vent.
Yeah. Okay.
It could be a possible 14 by 14 vent in the back, in the rear. Then this would be AC. And then our
because your pop top. So with your pop top, you're going to your AC right here because you've got only so much room, and that's why you're using a Coachmen, right?
Coachmen and Thule on the pop top, and quite frankly, the Thule awning, simple. We were talking to somebody the other day, a van builder out west. The number one thing he stressed was simplicity.
So this is what you were talking about just now.
There's
in the middle.
What solar preps are coming down left and right there, front and rear.
Okay.
We got a overbuilt seat frame, so if a 20C customer has never seen the seat frame that your sofa mounts to, that is going to pass any
That's beefy.
test. It might be a little bit too much, but safety is not really a number for us.
Right.
You can see the acrylic windows being put in, a little bit different than Ford. We got Mercedes here.
So this is a Galleria.
Galleria, built the same way, guys.
We'll give you guys a quick look.
And
I'm trying to keep Nick on track here. So
transit.
So here's another Galleria. This is a 24A, I can see. So here's a Transit and my favorite color, Avalanche, gray.
Here we go. Let's take a little walk around.
Okay.
Beautiful color, gray on gray, we can say. Really sharp. We're going to be looking at some black rims that will be coming available to us here shortly.
Cool. Okay.
I think that'll set that off much better, and we might carry that option across the board.
Is this someone we know or no?
I don't believe this is retail.
Oh, okay.
I don't believe this is retail.
Okay, so here we go. So this is going to be what, a C?
22C.
22C in here. Here's what we're talking about. There's the frame that Nick was talking about up there. You said this one has no lithium?
This would not be lithium. When we do lithium, as of today, I prefer the batteries inside, thermostatically controlled, in a controlled environment that's not outside.
Okay.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm still very hesitant to put lithium batteries outside.
Okay. Can we go around and go in this one? Okay, so sofa goes here.
Backside of your water management panel on the outside. Some probably haven't seen yet. Okay, you see your water lines running within the skeleton of the wall. Not outside, they're protected within the skeleton of the wall. Let's say we got a leak. If you look down here at the bottom, you're going to see daylight at the pinch point. So water will keep off. Cozy wrap, layering up cozy wrap everywhere.
Cool.
Even where we feel cozy wrap and rock wool might not do everything we need it to.
Let me come around this way.
They're right over here. We could pick up areas where we know there's going to be a little bit more heat hidden in the back of a refrigerator. We even put another layer. So
cool.
That's ready.
That's good.
So in areas that we know are highly susceptible to some direct heat, windows, we do protect it, and we just don't let the customer's going to take care of it. So your refrigerator will be here. We want to protect that, make sure it's cool at all times. So we did cozy a blackout with the Astrofoil, the R38. If you can take a picture right here, you got a shower already laid up, but we did the same here, Hank, right back here. I don't know if you can see. You can see some pink, and then we have rock.
Let me see if I can throw some light in there. In 1 second. I got it. I got light. There you go. Interesting. Cool. And then there's faux windows on the flip side of this, right? So from the outside, it looks like there's a window there.
Correct. So we don't have an awkward missing panel. Black tank underneath. So that black tank.
Oh, that's your black.
Grade will be under that drain.
Oh, because there's the toilet.
Some additional stiffeners to make sure the AC over time doesn't sag or whatever. So we did some aluminum here, but we got very robust. And again, maybe
so there's lots of support going in.
Cool. And where we use wood, we use it as a small filler that is not. This whole van is built of wood. It's a lot of metal, barely any wood. Truma going in. Truma, your base cabinet is going to be with the new base cabinet. It's going to come out here with our new gray base cabinet, white countertop, and right about here, and we'll have our jump seat. But there you can see our Truma. You got your water pump. Your water pump will be on the driver's side of the 30-gallon freshwater tank.
This has a seat in it back here?
You'll have your
so the couch and then those little benches.
The little jump
benches over here.
We call them ottomans.
Right.
Some people ask, hey, Nick, why...
I mean, those are not seat beltable, but I see what you're saying. Like little stools.
Ottoman stools. Some people ask, hey, why do we have a hard partition across here? On the 22D Beyond customers, we do raise the floor. We use that for storage, but we also run the water lines underneath. See, water lines are coming from the fill over to the Truma.
Okay, so I'm assuming blue is cold, red hot.
Yep.
I don't know if we're going to see that here, but I can see the wiring. Are you guys doing some stuff with the wiring? Make a little difference there?
Inflation. You can't be cutting wires and throwing stuff away anymore.
Right.
Like, we need to tighten it up, and new engineering teams got a goal that when they're done with a van, that's about how much fall of wire. You can control this. We don't make these. We send them out to a very high-end wire harness manufacturer, and we're not stopping. Coachmen Class B's has always been big behind the walls. What can't you see? Not once are people hearing the videos, doing playing. Oh, there's so much more that goes behind the walls in most manufacturers.
Yes.
Most.
Okay,
Up
cool.
here, little things. We actually zip out the overhead to put a shelf. We had some people where we just did the cozy wrap.
Okay.
So we started adding in rock wool where we could. This is a very big forehead.
Okay. So this is not a cabinet here, or it is?
This will be the pizza oven.
Pizza oven.
Yep.
Okay.
So instead of it getting super hot and be able to cook a pizza, we want to help that.
Absolutely, that helps. I don't have to go in there and do it myself.
Now, you asked me about this earlier. Okay, we are going to start installing these in all of our. This is going to be, usually every year we do a VIN signifier. So we don't do a complete model change because the VIN changes in April. That's too early for a model change for dealers, in my opinion. So I cut against the corporate grain a little bit. So we always make sure we do a signifier. One year it was the paper towel holder. Okay, Mr. Retail Salesman, make sure not to sell Hank and Lola a 23 instead of a 24. Well, how do I know? It's got a paper towel holder. Oh, hey, good idea. We just do.
So this will be what, a water filter?
It's a water filter. You and I talked about the benefits of the air fryer yesterday. Convection. Now customers don't need to bring an air fryer with them. When we go to the rally, when I go down to Ocala in March, what is always off of the spigot?
One of these filters
or hanging from the van.
You get it from Walmart or wherever.
Yep. So wouldn't it be better if it was just?
Well, that's great. So you could have drinking water in the van.
Yes. Now we're not filtering this. We're filtering.
You're filtering that water coming out of the sink.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yes, sir.
That's good.
So something neat. Water filtration can go up to as much as $575.
Okay.
But as you scale up on the water filtration, you're taking valuable space of a Class B base cabinet. Simple, easy to find. I think 3,000. I think you check the filter, 3,000 uses, and you need
something like that. Okay, cool.
But again, you're going to be seeing this.
It's going to go somewhere here. And then I noticed this is your Truma combi, so hot water. And heat
and your heat.
Okay, cool. All right, very nice. All right, so
shower,
the shower here,
fiberglass shower. A lot of guys going to ABS showers. This is a one bigger shower,
sink.
A little bit bigger sink.
Brushing my teeth in there.
Ozonics head, pretty basic. Basic.
Okay. And then I think you said we'll try to show it if we can, but this door opens a little bit.
Absolutely.
You can use it. Okay, cool. We'll show that here.
Get a little bit more shoulder room.
So avalanche gray. I know that, like, I like it. Are you getting high requests for this color? Are you doing different models?
One thing is that Dodge Ram does a really good job. Mercedes a good job, is they offer some cool colors, and you saw some in front of my office that we're playing around with. Ford's still got blue jeans. Ford's got avalanche gray, white. And I think it's our silver. I can't remember the Ford name of it. I would like maybe one other chassis color. I think we're going to, you made mention the other day when I talked to you in passing about, we might dial back on white a little bit. Again, after these videos, me and you have been doing videos for years now. I go straight to the comments. And that's the value from outside of the value of the video for customers. For me and homework, comments.
What do people want?
Comments. And we do get some people say we don't want to be a look like a plumber. We get some people say that's exactly what I want to look like.
Right, stealth.
So beautiful chassis.
I think white is not a bad color, and the white that you have sometimes looks a lighter gray than this. This is my favorite though. So do you want to know if people out there, if there's a Ford color that people like, you want to hear from them?
As long as it's not blue jeans.
It won't be in my case, but let's see what we got. Let's see what the people say.
We sold a lot of blue jeans out of the gate. I'm just not a fan of blue chassis, but hey, you want something, you tell us. You're the consumers. I'm not saying no.
Ford does a nice orange for like Mustangs and stuff. Is that an option on these?
Don't know. We can
don't know. Let's find out.
We did a video a little bit earlier in the week on they do fold, but not power fold.
Not power fold.
So car wash.
Push it in. But what you're getting here is the extension, so you can see a little bit more off of the van.
There's that digital camera. You're gonna
digital cameras are going into everything. You guys you should have already seen that, but that's cool. I like that, man. So
question, and you guys can kick me in the teeth on this, okay?
Okay.
They can kick me in the teeth on this. Beyond owners, what are your thoughts on this?
In terms of what? In terms of
the
color?
metal?
Okay.
It's not painted like Galleria. We had a couple people just recently give me feedback. Just give it to me like you used to. City water, black tank flush, blah 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 on the outside. Don't cover it up. Don't know.
I actually like it covered.
Should we change it? Should we flip it so the door flips down? Give me some help. I'm like stuck at 30%, 32.8, 32.8, 32 of what everybody wants with a margin of error of 2.
All right, nice. I know some people don't like me giving my commentary, but that's how I do it around here. I would like to see all this rubber stuff and maybe even this be bedlined.
Okay.
I think that would be nice. We're talking about all-wheel drive, right? So, like, what I'm talking about is all, like, this wheel well here, all of that going through. Okay.
Right here.
Yep. I'm guessing there's a surprise. Oh, here we go.
Okay.
Window open.
So you open the window. Puppy can have his head out. No flies in.
Screen.
We'll have the nightshade application and the really nice new windows. They're not Ford. We purchased a great slider, little Teflon. Okay, don't use silicone. Silicone likes to attract dirt. So Teflon is a good little can to have for all your moving parts in your van.
I like having windows I can open in a van. You can't really knock that. So you've got there, and then on the other side you have... So I think this is what we were talking about. The bathroom's right here.
Will be partially...
And the fridge is there.
Fridge will probably be right there.
This is what we were talking about.
It's going to come right here, and you get that critical space behind the driver's seat, that custom area for the Beyond. Now, beautiful chassis, really sharp, good color. You're going to eventually, Ford is going to eventually push me out of this and go to all black. Ford's really trying to cut down on the variables so they can supply us.
I don't like any kind of chrome, so I prefer all black or even the Euro grill, which is what we call the Raptor grill that a lot of people are using.
Get that on the Transit Trail, and we know about the Transit Trail fun stuff. We've been throwing curveballs before. We can pseudo build our own Transit Trail and maybe not make the mistake that was made. And I understand mistakes get made.
Sure.
Frustrated with it. I think I bought 9 of these and sent everyone back.
The Transit Trails?
I mean, just my recent one, I was going to get 8 or 9, and the wheel thing happened. I was just like, I don't know what to do, and I got stuff to do.
I've been looking at some stuff. It may be a thing to do. You can definitely get your own grill. Even this hood, you could do some things to it if you want, make it look cool. Some aftermarket type stuff to give it that same look. Bed lining and everything like we were just talking about. Some nice rims. My only complaints on these is I know my 22 E-Transit has the LED lights instead of these halogens or whatever that is. It would be nice to see, or I don't know if they're LED, they're HID or something. This is just normal. Get better.
Stop building E-Transits for the post office. I think they did 10,000 this year. Maybe I can get some parts. And this happens, and I understand. We run into this with Dodge when all the swivel seat parts get applied to the first run of Ducati. Out of Mexico, they go overseas. So, all good.
It'll be nice to see that. But if you go about building your own trail or your own version of a trail, whatever you call it, those will be nice things to look at.
Maybe the main compass lift, stuff like that.
Exactly. And this is a dually, so there you might want to option single wheels.
We'd have to
that
get
kind of thing.
Wheels, just like the Transit Trail would have.
All right, so we are back here, and Avalanche Gray.
Avalanche Gray. We saw an Avalanche Gray a couple stations back in Building 7. Now we're in Building 5. Now we're in a rear bath. The 22C was, I think, what we were going to build on the the Avalanche Gray in plant 7.
Okay.
So now we're here, rear bath, a little bit further along.
Very cool. My favorite kind.
Your favorite kind.
The best build.
Yes. So now we got gray exterior, the new dimensional gray floor. We'll have gray gray cabinets going in here. Residential cabinets. I'll put these cabinets up against a Newmar.
Okay.
Bring it. Trust me. I'll put them right up against a $1 million Newmar. And what I really like about our rear baths, it is a fiberglass one-piece rear bath. It costs probably 3 times as much as a cassette toilet-based ABS or a foot flush plastic toilet ABS.
And so this is going down into the black tank.
Black tank.
Which this is the black tank, which is inside.
Inside.
Okay, cool.
Gray tank is going to be below that. The real big kicker of the rear bath, in my opinion, is we import this sink.
So a lot better than the one I have.
We talked about retro on that. Something we can do. Larger basin, much better, larger drain, and really.
So you don't have to tip it as much to get in.
And you can see.
Oh, that's cool. So you don't have that spillage that happens.
You got a drain here.
Nice.
And you can kind of see it. You got a much bigger drain hole.
Oh, I see.
There.
A little nipple or whatever you want to call it.
I think the other guys have like a 3/8 inch clear tube coming out there. Much bigger.
It's easier to pinch that one, but this one less so, right?
Watch your
very nice.
up through.
Okay. So we're coming in here. This is that frame you were talking about right here. So you're going to have AC here.
AC.
And a fan.
Fan. Watch yourself. We got the Truma ducts coming out now. Before we just saw the Truma without the ducts coming out.
Okay.
Up front here, we rarely get to see a peak here. Airbags.
Oh, cool.
You got your airbags. And if we'd go back here, we would see more airbags. We don't mess with this B-pillar.
So you're doing the same insulation and stuff that you were saying here in the pizza oven, and you've got that filter over here.
Yep, getting ready to put in.
Very nice.
Why don't you take a look at this? So rear bath, we showed you a slider window in the back. We move that window forward. And that one.
So in the door and here.
So we can get some nice cross breeze because again, that cabinet is going to be up against where that cozy wrap is. Where the
that's the fake window on the outside. I'll show you guys on the outside of this.
It's not a fake window, it's a blanked out window.
It's still a window, but you've got all of this in between to help keep that heat from coming in through there. Okay.
Every now and then, the chassis manufacturers let us take a little bit out. I mentioned we took something out here. You can see right there, we took that out for the Truma.
Oh, I see.
Here, I'm not sure why we took that out, but we did.
Okay.
30-gallon freshwater tank.
Is that maybe for seatbelts or something? Because these are benches, right?
Those are the seatbelt brackets that go on this side. I'm not sure.
Okay, that's what these are. And then in mine, do you have? I don't think you have a combi, or maybe you do.
Yeah, we have a combi.
It's a combi in there. Okay, cool.
We've always used
the combi's here, and then is that your freshwater right here? Oh, cool. Okay.
Fresh is always inside.
It's nice to see the inside of the rear bath that I have. So this is your, what plumbing is this here?
Okay, so that is the continuation of your black tank.
Oh, okay. So vent.
So this is the vent.
Okay.
That goes up to the top.
Okay.
And that's your stink pipe. So the gases get out of your black tank.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So some people have been getting on me about something for a couple years now. A lot of people are asking me, and this got brought up in front of you, I believe today in that supplier meeting that we talked with guys in the van. They said that they're coming out with a new ceiling fan. He said as long as you're 3 feet away from the stink pipe, you can put a vent.
Okay.
So we've got a lot of manufacturers, all of them, all the Class B guys, that somewhere in here, in the side bass, they put that flip down vent. Everybody asks me, why in your side bass can't you? Because it's RVA code.
It has to be 3 feet. So here you could do it in a rear bath. So is that already cut in, or it will be?
Not yet.
Okay.
It will be. So what we're talking about is we don't want black tank odors and vapor going up and out, and then in turn sucking them back in the van.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Okay. Nice. Have you ever seen the things that go on top of that, so when the wind blows, it keeps that air from going back down and pushing the smells back in?
That's like the dolphin fin. We do siphon 360.
Okay.
It doesn't move, so they need air to move. A siphon 360, we used to talk about this all the time, and we probably should be talking about it. Siphon 360 on a day like today where there's almost zero breeze, it's designed in a way to capture the most minimal breeze to eject those odors. The other guys, the wind,
they need the wind kind of to move.
It moves with the wind.
Okay.
So this 360 is a great, it's siphon 360.
Okay, good to know.
Yep, and that's on all of our stink pipes.
All right, cool. Any other considerations that go into a rear bath model?
Everybody wants a full-size fridge. And we've tried a full-size in the rear bath. You've got a waste can here.
The waste can is over here.
Pardon me, waste can here. You got a little
sink.
No,
I'm sorry. Waste can, sink.
You've got a little countertop here.
Yes, because there's a microwave or you're going to have an air fryer.
So we tried to put the NovaCool, variations of the NovaCool. The problem is that NovaCool comes out to about right here. Okay. So the first thing you're walking into the door, you're walking right back face first into a refrigerator.
Okay, I see.
If we put the fridge here, great. But then we're having a fridge, tiny countertop. Maybe we do something with this countertop and make this a flip over, and then now you got a little cook prep space. And if we do take away the fridge, the small fridge, and give you a larger fridge, we're gonna have to cut down on countertop space, so we're gonna have to pick it up somewhere.
You know what's interesting? I've never used the stovetop on mine.
Really?
So it's an induction stovetop. Never used it.
Really?
Now that's me. It's just like people say they never use the bathroom. I've never used that. So I'll rather cook outside, or
we're thinking
maybe sometimes I microwave something.
We're thinking about potentially loose loading inductions for more cooktop space. So
you can just put it wherever you want.
Yep. So if anybody has any druthers about that, just say, hey, we like the idea of a loose cooktop. We don't like the idea.
We use like a kettle that boils itself.
Sure.
We use those. We don't cook in there. We prefer not to have the smells. Same thing with this. I can see the water lines and stuff going through.
Yep. We're going to have, this is an LP line, so we're probably going to have an LP cooktop.
Okay.
Again, an oddity this week.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Your drain for your sink. You got your plumbing lines. Whenever we can, we run it inside the wall. Little cutout here. Not sure what that's going to be for.
And all of these are approved by, in this case, Ford, because you guys are authorized to. What does QVM mean?
Quality Vehicle something. It's a QVM program. I think they recently switched it to Ford Pro. The breakup of the Transit.
Because all these vans are on the Pro. Obviously, I have suggestions, but for all the people out there that get mad when I give my 2 cents. But let's take a look at this. I'll try to avoid that in this moment and show you. Beautiful, beautiful van. I love this color, man. Really do.
Look real sharp with a wrap. It's something we're talking about. It's an option here.
I mean, on this color is really nice, but I think it's always nice to wrap here, make all of this black, even the roof a little bit, but this color is just really beautiful.
The one thing that impresses me about your wrap, you've got 60. You probably have 50 on the wrap. 50 with the wrap, 50,000 miles with the wrap.
Yeah, I'm approaching 60 right now. It's about, I would say like 30.
All right. One thing that was crazy, you barely have any blemishes on the hood with your wrap. That wrap can be replaced versus the dents that I have on the front of my Ford. That's going to cost me a lot of money to.
I agree with that.
It's a give and take.
And it's a good place if you bedline this, make this a tougher, like get rid of the chrome and all that. I think that's awesome. And in my case, I would love a little minimalist recovery.
Sure.
A little
recovery hook.
Or not recovery hooks, but a winch here, like a little recovery winch, but a minimal one because I don't want to add weight. But I know that's all future stuff. Not everyone takes these off-road, even though they're all-wheel drive, but I definitely try.
So we're not color matching chassis. We're contrasting. Okay. So on the Fords, you're going to see white, silver. Okay. This we're going to contrast. Just lean in a little bit into that off-road.
And so here's a white, just so you guys like whatever light we're in now, we're under fluorescence, but so that's avalanche gray, and this is white. And to my eye, it's not like it has a little bit of gray in it, depending on how you look at it. It's not. I don't think it's bad. Is this another rear bath on this one?
Popular demand from the Beyond group, since we're touching on Beyonds. Remember in the video we did earlier today, earlier this week. We talked about this was not there in the past.
All right.
This is what everybody wanted.
So this furniture is going into these.
And
okay.
this particular is not a rear bath. This is more a 22D, 22C, but you can still add a flip up here. We could have just added a flip up for $35 and gave you no additional storage. We added this whole second row. I think it was about $150.
Cool.
That makes sense.
I like it. More places to stuff some things, especially close to the door.
Yep.
You might want to put some emergency things that you want to grab or shoes.
We did pull Firefly from the end here.
Oh, okay.
And I know some of you do not like it when we put it in the overheads. I do understand.
Too high?
Well, just they want, anytime there's a cabinet, they want it to be a cabinet, not a little sliver for electrical componentry controls. I understand, but there's only so much room in this header. Put all of our trim, etc., etc., etc. Beautiful cabinetry.
So I'll just give you guys a little look at that here.
Pocket, all pocket done. Non-RV Luan.
Solid stuff. That's right below the sink. Is this your garbage?
Garbage will be right here. This will be pots and pans. This looks like a rear bath. This should look familiar.
Okay, it does.
On the back of our cabinets,
22
still use the composite material. Seeing a lot of people putting fabric in their overheads. Airstream did it a long time ago. We kind of picked up on it. It's nice that manufacturers getting away from this. A lot of componentry being put on the roof. Let's say we just had a bad day and we didn't, the caulk didn't set up, the whatever on the roof, the self-leveler didn't set up. If water hits this, it's going to run off, go through the floor.
So this is the wall. Okay.
Little sound deadener, absorb moisture.
I've also noticed this helps your guys if they have to go back here for some reason. Let's say there's a line back there. They can cut and repair this relatively easily.
Very easy.
Just in case anyone wanted to know. I've had my van long enough to know that.
Here's Recchio's pizza oven.
Oh, okay. This is what they look like on the
inside.
inside.
This is the outside. We did widen them up a little bit. Some of you are widening them up a lot. I still got to make sure they don't fall down. All right.
I see.
So we're going to make a little progression, do some testing with weights, but we are widening them and getting rid of staples. And now you're going to see screws.
Okay.
Ed Conger, I think, ripped apart his old pizza oven. It had staples. He widened it way big. He's like, yeah, you got staples in there? Okay, you know, you're right. Above the driver. Okay. It's taking some beating. So little, we do listen.
Let's see what else we're looking at here. So we're passing some vans. That was a rear bath. This one looks like a C. Is this a C here? D. Okay. Dinette. Okay.
So we talked about the 22C and the fixed wall and how we take the plumbing back and forth.
Okay.
And I mentioned how we do this with the D.
Oh, you were saying you put the storage on there.
Here, plumbing is coming across here over to your Truma. So we get dual purpose. We raise the floor to make sure we could do that, but then we give you storage, the 36-inch storage from the back. What's cool now
that's right down here.
What's cool now is we used to have to store these supports for the bed in here.
Okay.
Since
you've got a different bed set up, so now this is open. Whatever you want.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
And again, back to that, how can we create...
No, I love that.
I'll be honest with you. Winnebago's got a couple more interior storage items. So on a rear bath, they might have some storage in here. Difference is, fresh tank below. I'm torn. Do you want your fresh tank protected all the time or not? So... little feedback.
You want some feedback on that? Okay, cool. Is there any way to do I know you can't do it as deep as this, but a version of this on the rear bath? Because it'll be nice to have a place here to put like my tool wrap bag or something like that. Okay,
so with everything, there might be a give and take. So we might have to drop that bottom drawer. I believe you have 4 drawers in your rear bath. Okay. Drop the bottom drawer, make a cutout where that drawer was, and put a little wet utility area. Okay, good point.
Understood.
Travato's got that. Where's pointed that out?
Let me know if I'm wrong on that one. I know I can't stop people from telling me whether I'm right or wrong, which is cool. Now, I don't know if anyone could see it here. Let me see. See, in this light, this is obviously white, but it has, I don't know. For me, I just... make it gray, don't you? You just want everything gray. No, I think the white's cool, but the gray's better. So it's a kind of a dull white.
Yep. Maple here, 22D like we said. Oh, okay. The shower now has its surround.
A lot more storage in this, I feel. A bigger Storage.
The most important unorganized space, and I don't mean that negatively. This is a utility room, and people use utility rooms for everything. Clothes hanging, food, goods, dog, you name it, we've seen
Do you remember you sent me a video, and I think Scott did the video, so shout out to Scott, Go Small, Live Large.
Talking about it.
I love that dude. Do you remember the video where the guy had like a drop down bed here, and then he had, you could put shoes, and that was awesome. You could do
all the stuff was, it stayed in there, articulated perfectly. Teresa Fernandez, like, you got to do that.
She's cool too. Shout out to her.
Hey, it's funny.
I love Teresa, man. I always bump into her all over the place.
Yep, and she's, I mean, Teresa, I don't want to say this, and if your bosses are listening to me, maybe a little less B-Van videos and a little more work out of your B-Van Beyond the Firm. Just
I love Beyond the Fern. You guys can, she's on YouTube. Go look that up. Okay, so any other differences here before we walk away from this one? I noticed this does this has the kind of mirror I have, so this is power folding. Are we looking at, oh, this is a Canada. Yeah. So we were looking at that chassis was a Canada, and we've got a Canada in here. Cool.
So let's see if there's a difference here. Okay, so we must have a restriction from Ford Canada. It's not really Ford Canada, it's Ford Kansas City. But we got specs. We do have a digital.
There is a digital rear
we got
view,
the
so
bigger.
that's good for Canada. So so I don't know if you could talk about this or not. If not, we'll take it out. So this becomes a rental, lives as a rental for like a year, and then gets...
No.
Okay.
So this is different. We were talking at lunch what happened recently.
Okay.
Ford said, Nick, you can no longer buy American Fords with American dashes, speedometers, and ask us to switch them out and make them Canadian. So every U.S. chassis that we would get outside of rentals, I could ship across the border. Last year, and before September, Ford said, no, you're done with that.
You have to order it specifically.
So now this is a non-Canada Dream, Canadian chassis. We get these out of Ontario, a great little dealership. And
so this will be sold through a dealership in Canada. This will never be a rental. Okay.
It'll never be a rental. Again, built right off the same line as our American chassis, but Beyond's a big hit up in Canada. We got about 5 to 6 dealers up there that just really, I was hurting their business because I couldn't fulfill.
You couldn't get them these. I think I saw one of the guys probably at open house from a Canadian guy.
3 of them.
They were like waiting on you,
giving me the what for.
I thought they were going to bum rush you or something.
We got a particular guy up there that did about 30 of those years ago. That income stream gone. It's a great product. It's something they want. They don't want to lose it.
I don't blame them. Absolutely. No, those guys got what they needed to get done. So here we are looking at another C. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So couch, here's the bed. This looks like, is this a lithium model?
This is going to be a generator. 2000 Xantrex 2000s on generator units, 3000s on Li3 units.
Oh, I see. Okay, that's the way to tell. Okay.
Maple lighting coming in, prepping for Firefly outlet, 12 volt, 12 volt USB-C. Here's your installation for the door panel. And again, it's not much. We wanted to keep the customer away from putting anything in here behind this film.
So, this has even gotten thicker. Interesting.
I can't.
Okay.
If this goes, we got to keep this free. It's a fire exit.
Okay.
So that's
So if any, I'm sorry to interrupt you there, but that's something that I've heard from other people. Like, people always say to me, or I've gotten this question before, right? People say, where's the exit? I don't think everyone realizes there has to be a fire exit. This is it, this back door.
So if this is closed, if this was in
an accident, couldn't open,
everything's got to be able to open. Everything's got to be able to open.
Okay.
So maybe I take stuff a little bit too serious, but if I had to get out of a van that was compromised for whatever reason, I want to be able to get my family out of the van.
You're a big builder, so you have to take this because it's a big company behind it.
I met the guys upstairs. I got a tight relationship with my OCC team. It's important. Safety, fire, and life. It's critically important. And I think some people they're not paying attention to some details that are critical. I don't want to embellish anything.
No, I'm not trying to knock anyone either. Different places, different sizes can do different things. Okay, what did I interrupt you on that time? Do you remember what you're going to say?
Don't recall.
Okay, don't worry about it. It'll come back up. So once again, like another C here. Not that much to look at, but you guys can see it in a different stage. I'll go in. So here the cabinets are in here.
Maple. We've got white, and we've got gray cabinetry in the Beyond. When we do the gray and the white, that is furniture grade paint. That isn't a wood grain per se. Maple's been really good. We're going to look at another wood grain here in the future. Or what?
I'd like to see a rustic farm type one.
Like a gray?
Like a grayish, whitish in a wash. So this is your pizza oven. So like you're saying bigger?
Yep.
Okay, bigger. That's cool.
Not as big as what everybody wants, but we got the screws in there. Thank you guys for that. You didn't give up on us. Listen.
Okay, whoever that is that works here, I just messed up all your tools. Sorry about that.
Actually, she's probably going to kick your butt in the morning.
Oh, okay. I'll make sure not. Yeah. I'm going to hide tomorrow then.
She will definitely...
Do you have a magnet?
No, she will definitely address us in the morning. I'll be sure to point you out to her.
I don't know if I'm going to leave this in the video.
I'll be videoing that tomorrow.
Oh, boy. Okay, I'll leave that in if you guys see me all beaten and bruised.
All right, great. So now we saw a couple Ds, non-lithium. Unique. This is a floor plan where you can have fresh water in. Okay. Typically if the fresh water tank's in the back, the battery goes in the back. Since this is split, 30-gallon here, and we got a big, beautiful red battery here. So this is our Lithionics. Yep. You can tell from the big cables. Yep. Let me get up in here. Absolutely. If you don't mind. So here's that storage you were talking about. Yep. Here's all the setup in here. Yep. And the wiring looks different. Yeah. Clean it up. Okay. We're going to go through a couple renditions. We don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves on this. It's paced. I'm excited with what we got coming in the future. You got your 3000 here that we saw was a 2000 in the unit previous. We're going to have some heat mitigation, meaning ventilation here for the inverter to breathe. Okay. So I'm assuming your emergency cutoff or something will be, well, these are your this is your fuse box. That's true. That might be somewhere here. We'll see as we go down. Is this your, that's called a BMS battery management system? Okay, cool. And I've always referenced that as the mother, right? We're getting some Blue Sea products in, a little bit better fuse blocks. The young people that you've met this week are doing a fantastic job, and I'm so proud to work with them. Very cool. And then you guys can see the wiring coming down out of this cabinet for the smart TV, all the other electronics that go here. False bottom. So we run wiring through your false bottom that will be carpeted. You've got your speakers and your recessed lights underneath. Very cool. There's the back of what we were talking about here. So that's cool. Goes all the way through here. Composite all around. AC goes here. Okay. And then here by this big closet. Oh no, this is not a big closet. This is a fridge, right? 64. It should be a 6400 Nova Cool. Oh, the big fridge goes here. Okay, cool. And then we've got the air fryer up here. Okay, and then here's your max fan, and then the bathroom. It looks like it's got so much more space without the doors. One thing that we are talking about is we're seeing some European opportunities where it kind of changes the dimension of the shower, but we're seeing a little bit more split doors, timbre door, and that gives you an opportunity if this shower were moved about 2 feet this way. If those doors were closed, like mine, and they were positioned here, you couldn't do much in this because the doors would have to be open. Right. So some of the European flares, some of the new guys we're seeing, you open that up, and you can get down and have access. One thing that I don't like is we got some manufacturers that have underneath the sink. They do it like we do our house, where what's the worst cabinet in our house? It's the cabinet underneath the sink. You just can't really organize it. And so there's some Class B manufacturers, Pleasureaway, that you've really got to open the door and get down in there. I like drawers. Drawers. We got about 24-inch aisle weight. As we get older, that 24 inches is getting tighter and tighter, so it gets harder and harder to get down, get back up. I'll reference this. Okay, this is all the controls. This is going to be Carefree controls. I want to say Truma CP, Firefly, and I want to say Solar. And then we're going to have some controls here for the lithium. I'm sorry we had to use this. We use very minimum. This is what I was talking about. People want a little bit out of here. But that ion gauge, big important gauge for the Lithionics battery. Really getting them very informative. So you're getting a lot of requests to simplify this stuff and take away the electronics? No, they don't want anything here.
Oh, okay.
Get all this
over here. I mean, I like having the electronics because I can control it from an app from my phone. It'd be nice some point in the future if I can control it from anywhere in the world. Like if I have this in storage somewhere, but I'm in a different place, I could dial in, see what's going on.
So if you didn't have Li3, this would be...
It would be bigger.
Okay, so
you just give it its own
gauge. That bigger ion gauge. We got to move it over, and then you see your board here from the backside of the Firefly system.
It's good to see. This is the most transit I've seen here on the line.
Well, we haven't dove very far into transit because of that. You got me?
And you just happened to get lucky this week that I was here. The van gods said, make sure there's a lot of vans because Hank Strange wants to.
Well, it was really... Oh my gosh, I hope Ford trucks get here in time before Hank gets here. Otherwise, he's just going to go, Lola, I'm coming home. This is unsung, and we could think of it as a value or not, but the more and more you go into these vans, especially Winnebago type, Thor type, you're seeing a lot of plastic panels.
Okay.
Tons of plastic panels. Plastic makes that kind of noise, right? Plastic sometimes... most of the time expands and contracts. So it's not going to be the same dimension in December as it would be in August.
Right.
Okay.
True.
So we use limited plastic. I'm not saying I don't use plastic
I think
for some areas.
Great in some places.
But a majority of my walls, etc., are this PVC material.
Okay.
Marine grade. Won't rot, won't mold. And what's really cool is when my team wraps this, best people in the world.
Amazing team, especially whoever screws I knocked over there. She's awesome.
You'll meet her.
And I apologize.
You'll meet her. So we roll the edge.
Okay.
So this part, let's say, is not going to be cut off here.
Okay.
Okay. We actually take the time to roll over. So we got 3/8 up against 3/8, fixed frame. You got some cushion. You got more, anytime you can have closed cell foam, added insulation. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and put an R value to this, but it
does something.
It's warm. It always deadens sound.
Okay.
So here's a ceiling panel. We do cut the edges on the ceiling panel because that's butting up against the side.
Okay.
Cabinets will be there. And then we have a piece of trim, vinyl trim here for one of 3 sections in the Beyond.
Okay.
So when you see that piece of plastic, that T-mold, that's the end of this thing.
So this is good. I was just curious of like what kind of weight it could carry, or whether or not we could get some mesh things on the ceiling where you could tuck phones and things like that in.
You could do it underneath the cabinets.
Okay, under the cabinets.
Yeah. Because your cabinets...
I'd like to see you guys do some of that, so I don't have to hunt that stuff.
Coming down
real close. So if you're sleeping, it'll be nice to not hear. Well, I'll show what I was talking about. But so you're saying the ceiling here, maybe not?
Show me what you're looking at.
Okay. It's always good to have places you could tuck in a flashlight, tuck in your phone. So here's what we were looking at inside there. So that's where the battery management, this is the battery management. This is the big plug that goes into.
A lot of lithium batteries are moving to internal BMSs. We've been on this 630 battery for some time now. We like the external BMS. We're looking forward to using some batteries in the future once we get through our current inventory of switching to internals. But the BMS is the mother of the lithium battery, the bodyguard of the lithium battery. Won't let it go into thermal runaway. This will shut it down. Won't let it get too cold. It'll stop it from charging. Won't let it dispel if it gets too hot. So it's very important. Very important. There's a video I have where I went to visit Lithionics, and you guys could. Thank you. Appreciate it. Even Steve liked it. We got another. Did we just go by these? 22D looks exactly the same. Oh, okay. White with tan, white with tan. Now we got a 22C. Okay. In gray with white cabinetry. Oh, cool. Okay. And again, areas like this, I got really no problem using ABS. If this whole wall was ABS, just a little cold for me. Right. I like the texture. I like the textures and the depth. Water pump, we talked about that. You can see where we dropped the inverter. That looks like a 2000 on the passenger side. 30-gallon fresh. Truma, Aventi's already in this one. Very nice. So rear view. I just went up to a dealership up north. We don't need to name them. And they're familiar with the rear baths in the world. And they said, what? This doesn't look like any rear bath I've ever seen. I'm like, okay. If you want to, go to the bathroom in front of everybody. That's great. So what am I talking about? All the other rear baths typically don't have this organization wall.
Right.
Okay. And it's a curtain or a bug wall or a roll-up. We do put a screen here. Okay. We add storage. If you want everybody to see you go to the bathroom, you can peek your head around the wall. There's no toilet there. You get what I'm saying?
If you're very proud of your odds and ends,
sit here, you're private, you can look forward. But we give you storage and some usefulness. And
I can still look out through there. I'm always checking my 6.
here's the possible wet storage that we might be able to do.
That's what I was saying. If there was some way, I don't know, obviously, with this being here, but if there was some way to get a little extra
Might have to
in here.
drop that drawer, put a little cubby there that you can access.
But this is good. I use this. My van has this stuff. Like, you could put chairs in here. I've got my power cable here. I've got a bunch of different things go into these. And then you even have these up here. Like, I keep extension cords up there. So listen, man, you did a good job with this one.
This was a fun
Did a good job with this.
And honestly,
I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of a look. Oh, here we go. Lithium in here. Let me make sure we got good lighting. We got good lighting in here. This is awesome. So I'm just giving the folks a look at the setup as it is in here. So very nice. So on one side, you have everything you need here. Your BMS, your battery, all here. Your inverter right here. Very cool.
3000. Cleaning. Stuff's getting cleaned up. New labels. New labels up and down. Pretty soon everything will be labeled, everything will be color coded.
That helps the guys at the dealership level or service. And then on this side you've got combi. There's your water tank and different hoses going over. That hush mat is in there.
We extend this out because that rear bath comes out about, or the rear bath bed comes out right about here.
Oh, right. Okay.
So somebody said in a video the other day, your rear bath beds aren't as wide as a Travato. So a Travato's 30-inch wide cushion on driver passenger. But if you look at the Travato, when they do their ABS wall, they bring their wall back inside. So 30 inches, you're sleeping on 28 anyway, because you can't get in there to sleep on the last 2 inches of 30 because it's recessed from the ABS wall. Just pointing that out because that's a comment, okay?
No, I understand. And the system you have now, I don't know if we'll see this in a later stage, but the system you have now makes it so easy to do that. So, like right now I'm traveling, it's just me, so I'm over on one side. This is the driver's side is the longer side. I think this is a little bit shorter. But if you wanted the room, it's easy enough to put those things out.
And then now we got the cross members, and then you pointed out earlier to the folks your seatbelt bar on passenger
So those
side.
will go on here. And before we were talking, remember, and I was trying to remember even though I was in it this morning, my own van. So cabinet here. So now the air fryer is going in here. You got some drawers there. And then over here, trash can, drawers. This is your smaller refrigerator here. And then you've got a sink here.
Folks, I'm still working on a magnetic piece that looks like this laminate, so everybody can put their magnets and whatever magnet tchotchke thing. So I'm behind on that. I wanted that to be for model year change, but
so there were issues. I'm just pop it open. Okay, so in the rear bath, you've got the JBL over on this side.
Right about where your head would be.
And then the TV's going somewhere here, smart TV, all that. Okay, cool. We won't go in everything, but
beautiful.
But you can see cabinetry coming together. Here, your control panels here in this instead of, well, you've still got stuff here. Okay. And then what do you have here?
You're able to take that out of there, though.
Oh, okay. So that's all.
Got this right here, right when you walk in. That's your Firefly. We just can't get glass that small. Just look a little cheesy. You got your solar, your Carefree, Xantrex, solar controller, and that Lithionics ion gauge.
Cool.
Made some changes to the Lithionics ion gauge.
These seats haven't been changed yet.
Okay, we might have a retail customer that
someone is doing a Dean Savas order here
from Dean Savas.
Okay, cool. And then here's your seats.
I would like to find the customer.
That's cool. I don't know. I like your new comfortable seats, but I like to see that. Remember, I was asking you if anyone's doing that. So interesting to see that, and on a rear bath.
All right.
So
we used to label everybody's van as it was coming down. So if you've got 6932, the last of your VIN. Oh, wait a second.
That's cool. Whoever it is ordering this, you've got the digital rear views right there. Awesome.
If you're going down to Ron Hoover.
Oh, okay.
Georgetown, Texas.
Okay.
Georgetown's just, what is it, north of Austin? That was
Some
the name
people,
of the dealership.
Oh, Ron Hoover dealership?
Yeah,
okay,
Ron
so
Hoover
say that
RV.
again. Okay.
Okay, so this van, just seeing because of the seats, he brought it up. So I pulled the file.
Right, so you looked at it.
And this is going down to Texas to a dealer called Ron Hoover.
Ron Hoover in Texas.
Yep, RV and Marine.
Okay, cool.
Actually, Tommy's really good friends with that gentleman. Tommy, my sales manager.
Yep. Good guy.
Hoover is kicking bottom with our stuff.
Okay.
And it's new to them, and they're just so excited about it.
Oh, sweet.
And
Okay.
this is a predominantly trailer-driven company.
Okay.
They do some motorized. Don't get me wrong.
Cool.
They prefer towables, but they really love doing business with us, and we sure love doing business with them.
Okay, so now we're looking at a
D?
This is a D.
Okay. Got the router for the King.
Here. The AC's in here.
Yeah,
We've got pretty much everything except your sofas and everything need to go up. Well, actually, what is it?
Partitions.
The stuff that slides out.
I call them sliders.
I'm just still amazed. There's so many transits coming out of here. This
Two
looks.
grab handles.
Do you want to open up this bathroom? This is a more finished bathroom here that we could show everyone.
All right, so I'm a little shoulder heavy, a little shoulder wide, so I couldn't close the doors 100% for a perfect, comfortable shower. I can manage it here, okay? So that's why we just slide this little style.
That's cool.
Bring your shower curtain around. And,
as long as you've got the shower curtain, it's going to deflect any water back in. So, nice to see.
You were adamant this morning, hey, I got to jump in the shower for 10, 15 minutes. Hank, do you really take a shower in your room?
I do.
And you enjoy it. You're like,
I love it.
I love it.
I feel so much better.
That's what I want to hear. We were talking about, oh, I don't use my microwave. I don't use my bathroom. I don't use my shower. I don't use this. Man, I wish we could find...
Oh, I do it all the time. It feels awesome. I remember one time I was on the road for a couple of days. You're just driving, trying to get somewhere. And then I stopped at a Buc-ee's somewhere in Texas. When you're traveling, you feel like you really need it. And I was also hungry. Jumped in the shower, took a nice fresh shower, got dressed up and everything, went and got some food in Buc-ee's. I felt like a human being. And even though I was tired, I got right back on the road. It was awesome. So it works. And I do it. I know not everyone.
Now, this is...
Oh, here we go. This is what we're talking about.
This is what you're going to see. It's difficult to see when the cushions aren't there. So, if you want, you can set this up a couple ways. As I get older...
I like that you've got this metal lip here on this.
Robots.
Cool. Very cool.
So this is the way I would sleep, me and Jenny, the wife. So I could kick my legs down and walk in instead of doing the bottom scoop. But now you've got your full bed, hold hands, do whatever you want to do.
Some husbands and wives, like the wife doesn't want to do it. They like to buy these so that they don't have to.
I really like
it's
this.
nice.
We could have went cutting board material, we could have went plastic, we could have went aluminum. It
this is
rolls
good.
with the van. It just is perfect.
This is one place where I love the wood. Yes. I love it. That's awesome. So this is an almost complete D, right? Couple of things missing. I'll come around this way. And then here's your storage for you guys before I do that. Nice deep storage. How deep? Put your arm in there. How deep does it come?
Probably about 4 inches right there.
What about this side coming towards me? Is there space under here?
No.
Well, because this is your storage down here.
That's at 36.
Okay, let me come around. Here we go. And at this stage, if you haven't noticed it, somewhere towards the end is when you get this. What do you guys call this? A welcome mat here that says Coachmen on it? Yes.
It's cutting board material that we send out. Okay. CNC that comes in with that texture. Just a good spot. Not that we're rubbing our name in the dirt, but clean the shoes off.
No, it's cool.
No leader in Class Bs, and all good.
I like it. So let's see what we're looking at here.
Oh my goodness, we got another one.
Oh, there you go.
Nope.
Another one. Another Dean seat.
Another delete.
That's good. How happy Dean is going to be. You're never going to live this down.
Finally listening to me. You knew I was right.
Whenever this video goes up, 2 people are going to hear from Dean. Me and you.
So this is retailed. We'll leave the last name off. But,
that's cool to see.
We'll work with the company. We want them to spend their money how they want.
Now, one question I have for you while we're here. I noticed in this D model, the max fan and the AC very close. Any reason for that?
Well, they can't really get any further.
Okay.
We could bring the AC back here, but that's really tough for all that air to get up there.
And then that air fryer goes here too. Yep. So is that another reason?
I want that max air fan near the air fryer and the shower.
Okay. Yep. All right. Yep. There you go. All right. Just in case someone asks.
I saw something crazy on an adventure van build. They mounted a nomadic all the way in the front where a majority of the entertaining goes. So they had two seats, the two seats like we saw this week in a floor plan. They chose to put the ceiling fan back here over the elevated bed and the AC in the area where 4 people would be conversing. So I thought that was different.
It's interesting.
I don't know.
It depends on how you do your setup. Like I know sometimes, so because I use mine as my studio, and I do my podcast from there, and I sit back here. I've got a rear bath, but I'm still sitting somewhere in the middle here. The AC being right over it, I can't really have it on because my microphone picks it up. So those kind of things. But there's a small percentage of people doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So.
At night, I've got to have some kind of airflow on me. I got to feel it, whether it's winter or summer. It's just
and square sinks, which we've talked about before in here. A bunch of screws that I'm trying not to knock over.
Now this
I don't want to get in that kind of trouble.
This gentleman lives right down the road from me, Mr. James. Great young man. Cool. Love seeing this stuff.
So very nice. Well, I'll just take a look here at the front. Where are we going from here?
Well, let's go.
Is this the end of the line here?
Yep, this is going to be end of the line.
Okay.
I'll show you a couple things.
Okay.
This is our ice guard. So this is our winterization fluid. So if anybody's unsure about what this material is, I don't want to do it, but if I had to drink it for a $500 bet, I would.
Okay.
It's just Joy soap on steroids. It's not an antifreeze, okay? It's a detergent that has high freezing point, okay?
Okay.
So certain times of year, we will make sure we got criteria. Forest River says we need you to winterize from this time to this time. Outside of that, it's up to you. We tend to creep a little long in our winterization.
Yeah.
So
it depends where people store their vehicle the most. Like I'm in Florida, so I don't do it.
So that what we do here, and a lot of people might not have ever seen this, this is a high pot device.
Okay.
And high pot lets us know if we've got any shorts or electrical issues.
Okay.
So we hit the green button, we plug it in, hit the green button, it will spit out some data. And if it high pots, we've made a terrible mistake. This doesn't get used a lot with us.
Okay, cool.
We use it every day to check, but we rarely ever have to go back and because the gal that you spilled all of her electrical stuff is top notch, so that's why we don't have to use that.
Okay, awesome. What are these? Oh, these are doors.
These are the rear doors. There's a big demand for customers.
I love
we want molded rear doors. And how are we going to do this? Oh, it's going to be about a $20,000 mold. Well, okay, we'll do it as an option. For the last couple of years, we did it as an option. Went so well, we just incorporated it into the base price, and it's been really neat.
I don't have that on mine, but I love it. Now, I love the idea that you guys are doing it.
I'm looking at how can we maybe. I've got some van builders that are going, hey, I heard you got finished doors for the Transit. We're interested in that.
Oh, so because do you guys make these yourselves?
It's my mold.
Oh, wow.
It's Coachmen Forest. It's not mine.
Okay.
Coachmen Forest.
So would you, I don't know if you want to get into that, would you sell them to people?
Where I'm talking to a couple guys and saying, hey, I got this mold. I'm thinking about changing maybe some design in the future.
Sweet.
This mold might not get used as much. You guys got a place for it? You know,
why not?
Maybe we'll sell you some parts.
Absolutely. And then over here, I noticed some seats. These are your seats going through.
Yep. So all of our furniture just came in. We're getting loaded up.
There goes the Whataburger.
There's the Whataburger with the Q foam, which I love it. It's
more comfortable. Yes,
it's so nice.
And so you've got two colors on these. You've got this cream and then that grayish one.
Yep. We call it fog and cashmere.
Okay.
We're gonna be switching it up. What I like to do is for interior colors, we like to go 2 years.
Okay.
Okay. Because by the time we sign a dealer, we don't want to be changing so much that the customer gets all confused. So we like to do product every year, updates, but interiors every 2 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every 2 years. Let the interior roll. We studied it. We did a good job. Let the interiors roll. So this year you're going to see a fabric change. So the last van Hank and I were at, when we then transitioned to the shower or the sofas and the door panels, then we bring the chassis over here because we need to put the running boards on. So very rarely do you get to see a unit without running boards. So you've got your tank hanger right here, your tank, and you've got your gate valve, and we cut a little radius out of that. I can't remember who the first gal was to say, you need to rip that. You need to give me a curve so I don't scuff up my hand with fiberglass. Here's the clear cap that I talked about.
Right, lots of requests for that.
Now, I need to correct myself.
Okay.
Rear baths do not get this. So rear baths have the four
on the outside still.
Because we don't have the depth for this to go in with the shower button up on the driver's side.
Because of what you have going on there. Okay, cool.
And then so here's the running boards. Thad is probably one of our craziest employees. He comes over, grab a running board. We take this device here.
Okay.
We hook this up to air pressure. This will pick the whole back end of a Ford Protect Thad.
Okay.
And we want to make sure Thad sticks around for a long time.
Okay.
And then Thad puts on the running boards, and then Thad will put on the Sumo. From here, we just bring it over, and the girls final finish it.
Oh, okay. So they double check everything.
Yep, double check, spot clean everything, and then
Can we take a quick look in this one?
Absolutely.
Sure.
So we might have a shortage on this. So it's a little tight. We do have vinyl seats, but this thing.
So sometimes there's a few things missing, so it's got to
we
wait.
need to clean the floor. We're waiting on cushions. And I think.
And this is gray, I'm guessing, gray interior.
That is fog leather, white.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
White cabinetry.
Big. So this, like you said, this is a D. Okay. So this is what it looks like with the air fryer in, refrigerator, all that stuff. All right, cool. We've come to pretty much the end here. Thanks, Nick. I know it takes a lot of time for you to do this. A lot of other stuff going on that you can't necessarily do when I'm here harassing you.
That's all good, man. This is very important to me. Me and you are talking a little bit behind the scenes about how some in corporate America don't see the value of YouTube. Talk about me not liking my picture taken. I'll do this all day long. This is so good for the customer. It's so beneficial. It helps the dealers. It helps the division. And we're just bringing Middlebury to you guys. It's not the easiest place to come to right now.
I love it.
I appreciate you doing this.
Roasted chicken gets me here every time.
We got Essen House last year. So
that's awesome.
Thank you for this. Thank you to the customers. Thank you to my team, your quality, your customer service, and your amazing product. I do this stuff. I don't know that I could do the jobs that all my people do, and I'm lucky.
What has it been, like 2 years since we did the first factory tour together? We've got a lot of videos out there with other people. For me, I know from the feedback from people, they really appreciate this, right? They like to see how this gets built. And over that time, we've gone, I don't know, I think when I first started doing stuff with you, I wasn't even 10,000 subscribers. Today, we're over like 110,000 subscribers. Big thanks to you and everyone in the team, all the folks that take care of me, everyone on your sales team, building, all that kind of stuff. You guys get to share that with me. I sent you a picture. I'll roll it in here of, because YouTube sends you these silver player plaques. So that's what that is if you guys don't know.
And you're going to start hearing me say this more and more. There's new divisions opening up, new B-van companies opening up. If the guy in charge is not talking to you, and you are not listening to him, and he's afraid to get in front of a camera for whatever reason, you might want to second guess the brand that you're buying. I'm not saying this negatively.
I understand.
At all. If you're willing to stand in front of your product, my product's named Coachman, my last name's Recchio. Our names are linked together forever. Anybody else that's not really willing to do that as a GM, and they're kicking their sales manager out there to be the face of the brand, come on.
I'm a brand ambassador for you guys, so I may be biased saying this, but honestly, I feel that way. Even if we weren't doing stuff, I would recommend folks out there buy a Coachmen, right? I've never seen, like you're saying, anyone else. I've seen you crawl under the first vans you made out in a field somewhere. You're always helping people out. You're always looking out for people. You're always listening and taking notes.
The first guy that I saw do it was Russ Garvin. Very impressed at a guy that wasn't just over Class Bs and Winnebagos. I think he was over all the small RV motorized. If he can do it, I can do it. Russ has been doing this longer than I have. Dean over at Pleasureway, we're competitors. he gets out and do it, doesn't? It's important.
You buy the person, not the thing.
Yeah.
You buy the people behind that thing, and that's what makes you believe in it, because you're going to run into stuff, and it's how do those issues you run into get fixed. So I think there's a lot of people that appreciate what you do, and there's a big reason why, like, we work hard to keep this whole thing going.
I enjoy
so that's
that.
why I do.
You've been here for 3 days. I barely sat still for 10 minutes.
I love this, and it's because we got super people that deserve this.
Absolutely.
And amazing customers.
We just get to get out here and like get all the credit for it, but there's a lot of people behind us that make it
I
happen.
don't even want to be on camera.
Absolutely.
Just let us go home. We already did the job. Thank you for this. Letting coming into our home, your home too. Really blessed.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. All right, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Let us know what you want us to do in the next factory tour. We'll work on it. Probably you guys might want to see a Nova or something.
Get some comments going too.
Absolutely. See you in the next one.
Thank you.
Peace.